Hello, Talk Gamers. We're here to talk gaming again. This is Chris Fernandez, J-Bone, and Bob. We are down one again this week. Rich, a.k.a. the Seventh Sword, has called in sick to this week's podcast, so everybody give him shit.
Rich is 2-0, dude.
Rich is 2-0.
Yeah, he's MIA for the...
He's what?
He's MIA.
He's what?
You know, what was it?
He's MIA.
Oh.
Yeah, missing in action. That's what people say, right?
We're losing viewers right now.
Oh.
So, been a crazy week. We've been formulating a lot of cool things that we have coming up. Is that the right word? Formulating? That works. We've been coming up with a bunch
it
of...
works.
We've been coming up with a bunch of different ways to interact with you guys and for you to interact with us, and we think some of them are pretty cool. But before we get to that, what have you guys been playing this week?
What have I been playing? I guess me. Let's go J-Bone first.
Watch Dogs.
Watch Dogs.
But I haven't been playing that much. It's been like busy, like really late nights. Had like, every weekend kind of like do something with like her parents and stuff.
Her?
Yeah, Bernice's.
Okay.
Yeah. And like
I know. Just
and I'm really enjoying Watch Dogs. I am. I just don't like I shouldn't give like a review. I'm just giving like some stuff that I kind of don't like about it. I don't like some of like the people's reactions. Like the second you whip out a gun, like everyone starts fucking freaking out and shit. And like some of the enemies are like really dumb. Like there's this one where I had to infiltrate this guy. I had to knock him down. Right. I'll just give an example. We'll move on to Bob. This is just one example. I had to open up the gate using the cell phone, the magic cell phone, and this guard is staring right at me. Like he knows.
There's nothing
if you had common sense, you know that like, wow, this gate just magically opened, and there's a guy coming up the driveway. Like, not suspicious, right? And like, I had a gun out, but he was, Aiden, like, kind of like holds it behind his like trench coat type thing.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
And it's just like, all right, done, boom, slow mo, dead. It's just like the shooting's really cool in that game. I really like the shooting.
The shooting's
mechanics.
really well done.
Yeah, it is really.
It's a really easy game.
Yeah, I got tired of like doing the stealth route. I'm like, fuck this, dude. Like, I'm just gonna kill these motherfuckers.
I know. The stealth route, I mean, it's fun and it takes a little more brain power with it because you could run and shoot, but it just gets boring because I mean that's the thing about those games with those, and I'm coming at those like open world games is that it's very like even though they give you many options, you still roughly like they're not like deep options. They're always just there.
I will admit I do get a little bored with some of like the repetitiveness. Like for example, like tailing a guy and like while downloading his information, like tail him. You would think that tailing he would go slow, and like you can download the information quick, but he doesn't go slow. He realizes that you're on him. Well, not like you can just go. You don't even have to be near this guy, and like he just like steps on the gas, and you're like, oh shit! So you're in this high pursuit chase, no cops to be found, and then like it takes like what if you're good, a good 3 to 4, maybe 5 minutes tops to download the information, and then you got to take this guy out while he's calling. It's like, dude, just it could have been a lot more simpler, like to do a side mission. There's some of the things I really like, but some of the things it's just I'm just doing it just to like. Just get the fucking trophy,
Get the trophy. You want those trophies?
Yeah, I just want the fucking trophy. All right,
Yeah.
Bob.
All right, you been playing anything else besides Watch Dogs?
No, Watch Dogs.
You're
You're letting me borrow Wolfenstein.
He's borrowing Wolfenstein.
I got it in Bob let me a Super Mario Galaxy case right here.
Yep.
E for everyone, Wolfenstein. So if you sold that to GameStop and they didn't check it, some idiot didn't check it, and then some kid's like, Mommy, and he, okay,
Wolfenstein.
Hey, they get a good game. They should be happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Wolfenstein's a good game. Yeah, I don't know. I've been playing. What have I been playing? Let's see. I'll just go by my system. PS3. I started playing The Wolf Among Us.
No way.
Yeah, because
you started that.
Yeah, because I just finished the season 5 or episode 5 has just finished. So I'm starting playing that. So that's fun. I'm playing that with my lady, so she likes watching it. It's a good time.
Dude, I'm surprised. Now you're starting from what, episode 1, 2, or what are you doing?
Episode 1.
Do you like it so far?
Yeah. I just haven't got much into it. I've been playing other stuff.
I mean, have you completed episode 1?
No, not yet.
Oh my god. I'm only like on episode 3. I'm thinking about because Bernice loves them too. Like she's all in it. Like, yeah, I'm thinking about starting it all over again, just buying episodes because I heard it's one of Telltale's best, dude. It competes.
I read somewhere, I think it was IGN or somewhere, I don't remember, that they said that this latest episode is episode 5 that just came out.
Yeah.
They said it's the best work they've ever done.
Yeah, yeah.
And right now on Steam,
Better than Walking Dead.
And right now on Steam it's $12.50. So I mean, it's half off.
For the whole season?
Yeah, season pass. I got mine. I got my season pass when it was on PlayStation Network for $6.
See, I was an idiot, and I bought the first 2 episodes for $5. But if I still buy the season pass, I still save $3. So it's $5 a piece.
You can do it.
It's
You don't have to worry about it.
No, it's fun.
Yeah,
I haven't really got much into it. The only thing I really don't like it. If you have a PC, I would say get on there because right now, I mean, with those Telltale games, if you notice with The Walking Dead, they lag a lot. You know what I mean?
My god!
And it's just like the pause takes forever. And being on like my new PC where everything runs so fast, I bet it would run a lot better on the PC. I would hope because it's very slow. And
Can't you? You can download that for PS4, right?
No.
Well, that stinks. Yeah, I mean, if you could do that, well, if
Current,
you could do that,
or last gen and PC only.
okay. Well, I mean, I'll let Chris. We can talk about it too. But I mean, other games, I'll let Chris. He's gonna bring it up.
The other game that Bob's been playing and that I've been playing is DayZ.
Yeah.
We got into DayZ finally. I don't know how we
Tell
did
him,
that, but
tell him your first day. What happened on your first day?
I
Chris?
absolutely hated DayZ when we first started.
He didn't want to play it anymore.
No.
No, I don't know much. I have never played DayZ. I don't know much about it. I've seen a lot of footage, but is that a completed game now?
Or Absolutely not.
No,
It's
no.
still
very far from it.
Now, is it going to be completed to where it's released, or is it just like a free to play?
Probably not. It's not free to play. It's $30, and it's an early access game. It's been in early access for years.
Yeah.
And that's a problem when it comes to early access games, is that there's a lot of games. I've been on the Steam store, and I've been like, oh, that game looks cool. I click on it, it says early access. I'm like, okay, well, let's go look at the reviews. I'll go down and look at a review for an early access game, and it'll say, like, people will leave reviews and stuff on there, and everybody will thumbs up it, and they'll be like, this game was put out like a year or two ago, and they haven't made a single update since they put it out. A lot of early access developers have been doing that. They've just been putting out a game, like, half finished, and then raking in enough money to where they're just like, fuck it, we're done. And they just leave the game. Yeah. There's been several games like that, and DayZ, I feel like, is one of them. I did read an interview. I don't know if I mentioned this last podcast or not. I read an interview on Game Informer that somebody posted up, one of the guys, and they had said that they had an interview with one of the main lead developers, and he had said that they're working to revamp the game. They're adding a hunting system because they absorbed some of the people that got laid off from the Cabela's studio. So they got some of the guys that made the Cabela's Deer Hunter games coming on to do the hunting mechanics of that. They said they're retweaking the graphics, like the lighting, and like to have more dynamic lighting, and like
it looks good for an alpha game.
It actually looks really good.
Yeah. I was actually surprised. Yeah,
I was really surprised by how it looked, and I don't have everything turned up because there's a lot of. That's the other thing with the early access stuff, is that it's just not properly programmed. So like my computer can run everything at max settings. It's a beast. I have the best graphics on. I have like the highest stuff right now. It's a beast. But I run everything on high on DayZ, and when you get into cities, it lags like crazy on every platform. Like no matter how powerful your computer is, it's just the game. It's this how the game is programmed. It's just poorly put together, and it sucks because the game has been out for years now, and they haven't touched that yet. And it's like the zombies walk through walls.
Oh my god, the zombies are and there's barely any, and
it's more about the player interaction.
Yeah, I mean that's the only thing that
that's the saving grace of that game. That's why it's so addicting. Is because of the player interaction with other players in the world. You have no idea what's going to happen. Dude, I haven't felt like nervous playing a game since since playing this game. I don't even remember the last time I felt like that. Like when I get in shootouts, I was playing yesterday with one of the guys, Michael from Talk Gaming.
Now if you die, you're dead. That's it.
That's it.
You lose everything.
You lose everything.
You can get your backpack back though if someone's there.
Yeah,
but most of the time someone's going to loot it. Yeah. I mean, we could talk all day about the problems about that game.
Right.
One thing that is I don't understand. Like this is the thing I don't understand about the game is if you fall from like 3 feet, like like if I fell off my stoop at my house, my legs are gonna break, and that's what happens in the game. Your legs break.
And when they break, you crawl, like you army crawl because your leg's broken, and you can't kill yourself unless you have bleach or like some kind of like disinfectant cleaner to drink.
Yeah. Or
you run and hopefully you find a zombie, which there are a few, there are a dime a dozen.
Literally, I mean,
or somebody shoot you. So,
I've seen the shooting and like the bullet, like the blood just sprays out or something like that.
Yeah, you could do
and then I've seen videos of like people joining up like with gangs and like forcing other people to like
you can torture them,
torture them,
well, that's a cool part about the game is that there's like this weird torture thing. Not saying like torturing people, but it's just like you can make people surrender and put your hands behind their back and crouch.
I did that yesterday. I did it, or the last 2 days I did it. I did it on Sunday, and I did it yesterday. I tortured 2 guys. It was awesome.
And he liked it.
And I loved it. Yeah, it was great.
But yeah, the social.
Just because you were like more superior than the other.
I was just tired of getting killed, and like one of the first guy lied to me. I was by myself. I was in a field. It was dark out, and he was running through where I've been looting for like the last like day or so. And I was just like, hey, like I can see you. I was like, get on the ground, throw your gun down. I was like, I got 3 guys with me, and I didn't. I was totally lying. I was like, I got 3 guys with me. I was like, surrender right now, or we're gonna shoot you on sight. So he threw his like rifle down, and I go up to him, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, what do you got on you? I was like, do you have any guns on you? And meanwhile, if you use the F keys, you can do like handshakes, middle finger, like you can put your hands on top of your head like that. So he put his hands on top of his head and got on his knees. And I was like, do you have any guns on you or anything? He's like, no, I don't have anything on me. And I searched him, and he had 2 pistols on him. And I'm like, you lie to me? You lie to me? So I stole his hat. And then I was like, yeah, I tell you what, I'll let you live. So I put my pistol on the floor. I was like, pick that up. And so he takes his hands off from behind his head, and I went, BAM! And I just shot him right in the forehead. And that was it.
Yeah, I mean, it's brutal. I mean,
it's brutal, dude, because you never know what's going to happen. That's what keeps me coming back.
That sounds really cool.
Well, that's really the only cool part after that. The thing, what they need more zombies. The zombies need to move correctly, because they do not.
The zombies should just not exist in that game until they're fixed, because the zombies are useless.
They need more players. 40 is nearly not enough, because the maps are huge. And they need vehicles. So they need vehicles.
Vehicles would be nice.
They would need vehicles, and I'm not saying you need like these crazy vehicles, but like vehicles that might be low on gas that you have to fill up and find different gas things. I'm not saying they are that you can kill people or whatever. Mm-hmm. It would be very, very helpful to travel, because I remember Fishua. I'm gonna call him out on Fishua. I was playing with him. He knows who I am. He was crippled, and in that game they don't give you a map. So we just look online and follow the map and spots. He told me he was by the railway. So I'm like running. I finally find him so I can actually kill him, because I don't know how long it takes to die in that game, but I feel like it'd take about 3 or 4 hours.
To die?
Yeah, just to die.
Like if you're just doing your own thing, you die?
If you're crippled and you have nothing to do.
Yeah, well, he finally... Who was it? I think it was...
I killed him.
Somebody found a zombie.
That was me. I crippled myself and I found a zombie.
He finally, after hours of just crawling around. Like, it sucks when
That's the problem. You should be able to commit... I mean, I understand what it is, but... Either they need to figure out how to commit suicide.
You should just be able to force respawn.
One thing I don't like though, I mean, if you don't want to do that, if you don't want to have that happen to you, you can go to a different server and like you'd be fine. You're not crippled. The one thing I don't like about it though is, you know how you interrogate someone?
Yeah.
They can quit out at any time though, and that's the bad thing though.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like,
so we were like, shit, I'm dead.
There's a couple times. There was one time where me, Bob, and a few other guys were running together as like a big pack. We just met these random guys online, and they happened to be friendly, so they joined us and they threw us guns.
They were pretty cool.
Yeah, they were really cool. One of them got one guy was some crazy Russian dude who just wanted to kill everything. It was awesome.
Really?
And yeah, and then, so the other one was like another guy, a cool guy. And we came across this guy just running, and we're like, hey! And we chased him down, and we're like, hey! We're like, stop! They're like, put your hands up. And he quit out of the game. He just left the server, and like you could just do that. Instead of just getting killed,
He's probably thinking like, "Fuck this, I'm dead anyways."
Yeah, then he just quit. I mean, when you come back, you're where you left off with that character.
So he
just left, and he probably came back an hour later when we were long gone. You know what I mean? So it was cheap. Like it's stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous that they can do that. I feel like
to extend the life of your character.
Yeah. That has only happened 2 times though.
That happened to me when I was trying to pick on someone. It was funny. So I mean, I really think that the community that I played with are actually it's pretty fun, because they kind of understand what they're doing, and
they understand.
There's a sense of like sort of camaraderie in that game, because what saves that game besides for it being so broken is the loot system, because the loot is really hard to because you have to eat, you have to drink. It's really hard to find any sort of food in that game. So you spend hours running just by yourself, just in the woods or with a friend. You just run. That's all you do is you just run.
Is it kind of scary a little bit?
Dude, I'll get to that in a sec. But yeah, when you're running and you're running and you're running, you're just like, like you think you'd just be like, oh my god, this is so stupid. But as soon as you see a house, you're like, yes! Like you're like, a house, there's gotta be food in there or something like that. And you run in there and you're like, oh shit, you're like looking everywhere, like hoping that there's like water or some kind of food to eat, or like baked beans or whatever. Like the loot system is awesome because they make it so difficult to stay alive. And it's great. Now, what did you say about me getting nervous?
Like pretty intimidating,
dude,
scary.
I get scared shitless. And that's what I was saying earlier. Was that when you meet guys or you hear people shooting or you see a guy running across the street, You don't know whether to say hi to them and be like, hey, I see you, wait, or to just avoid them because you never know what's going to happen. Yesterday, I was playing
It almost feels like what you would do in a real life situation.
It is, and that's what makes it so good.
Yeah, that's
there's
the best part of it.
There's been times where Bob and I were just looting some tent, and then some dude comes up, and Bob goes, "Oh shit!" And he starts shooting. The guy wastes Bob, and I hit the deck. I'm prone. I'm
The
just
guy,
like,
wait,
dude,
what? The guy, what? Bob's?
He
He
killed
wasted
me.
him. He wasted
Well,
him.
because also me and Chris were trying.
Wait, you start shooting this guy, or the guy?
Well,
starts
I got
shooting-
scared. I was first new at the game. Well,
It was like his first life.
Yeah.
Me and Chris, we were jacked up. We got some military
We spent
stuff.
hours upgrading our
Yeah.
dude, like not upgrading, but like we found good military
It
gear.
was like
we found good like attachments.
It was about 3 hours of us like working for what we have, and all of a sudden, me and Chris seen, and I look through this barracks, and I see this guy creeping up on us. Like by the tent, so I'm like, "Oh shit, there's a
This
guy."
guy got like a
so I come,
automatic rifle or something.
yeah, I try to shoot him with a shotgun, and then I didn't kill him. He killed me, and then he killed Chris.
Yeah, Bob goes down, and I'm like, oh my god, and I hit the deck, and I'm like, my heart is pounding, and I'm actually shaking. Like I was just like if you ever get so pissed off, or you get in a fight and your adrenaline's pumping that you start shaking, like you feel like you're nervous, but you're not. You're just adrenaline's pumping. That's how I felt. Like I've never felt so immersed in a game than I did when I get in firefights in that game. Like the dude killed Bob, and I'm like shit. Like I was laying down, and I was like, Bob! I was like, did he kill you? And Bob yells at me from like the living room, and he's just like, yeah, he fucking got me. I'm like, oh no. So I pull my gun out, and I'm just laying there prone, and I'm just waiting for him. I'm like, dude, where the fuck is he? And he just bolts around the corner with like some machine gun, and I just start lighting off shots. I'm like, bam, bam, but I only had two bullets on my clip.
Because you need
and I'm like, you have to manually reload your gun.
Or
and I was
find
like,
the
shit.
clip
And he
for
just
it.
goes pop, 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 pop. He just wastes me.
Oh my god.
And I was like, oh my god! Like all that time, everything's gone.
And you know
Chris
that guy
quit.
was
Yep.
telling a story
No,
about.
no, he was.
I came up to these two motherfuckers.
Actually,
And then our other friend Brandon, yeah, he spawned
was-
back in the game because he was absent. He like went left to go like take a shower or something like that. But he came back and he joined in the server, and he's talking to the guy, and he's just like,
I was
hey,
talking
dude.
to the guy.
Yeah, and he's like, don't shoot me. And the guy's like, oh, I'm not. He's like, I won't if you don't shoot me. And the reason he shot us was because Bob fired at him first because he just freaked out.
So he was actually a cool guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he was. He left our stuff there. He didn't take it. And I was like, oh, you killed me. He's like, you should have shot at me. I'm like, I got scared.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now-
when I see someone creep
Now,
up...
how do you communicate with
Oh,
a stranger?
That's the awesome part of this game.
There's this... Oh, yeah. I'll just explain this on... We have to move on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, with that is you just hit the direct communication. Say me and Chris, because we're playing together, if I'm close to him, he can hear me like crystal clear. But the farther I get away from him, the lighter I get.
It's like a dynamic,
Yeah.
like almost
And-
like
Yeah.
And that
So
go-
you hold tab down to talk or caps lock, and then if I'm right next to Bob, I'm like Bob, Bob, Bob. I sound like I do right now. But if I were to run across the lawn over there and like talk in a normal voice or yell to you, it's gonna be a lot quieter. And that's how it is in DayZ. So you can hear other people talking.
Yeah.
So you never know who's around you. A good example of
is
that
it scary at nighttime too?
Oh yeah, but good example was yesterday. I went looting with Michael Vittorio. He's a guy on Talk Gaming. I went looting with him. We found an airfield, and I went into the what do you call it? Like the tower, the communications tower, and there was a dead body there. And whenever you see a dead body, it means they're fresh, and it means somebody killed them or something killed them. And he was in a radio tower, so it was probably a guy. And I'm like, shit, like there's a dead body up here. So I crouched down, and I'm just like walking. I'm not like prone. I'm just crouched. Then I'm walking. I loot his body. I pick up some ammo, and all of a sudden I hear a sniper round just go wow, like right past my head, and I'm like shit, and I like hit the deck. I crawled and I ran out. But then we came back, and like an hour later, and this guy must have been camping there the whole time. We came back, and I wish you saw this, Bob. we were in like a different area of the airbase, but we were in the airbase. And I'm like, oh, these guys are probably long gone by now. They probably ran off. So we're looting or whatever, and I'm standing by a window. And I'm like, Michael's like, hey, let me borrow the spray paint because you use spray paint to spray paint your guns, different colors and
Oh, that's
stuff,
cool.
and
I didn't know what they did, yeah.
your costume and stuff, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I hit I open my inventory and I pick up the spray can. I'm about to drop it on the ground, and all of a sudden my screen just goes black. It just goes, poosh, and I'm just dead. I got shot in the face. Like somebody sniped me from like whoever knows far away.
Wow.
And then so Michael hits the deck, and he's waiting there for like 10 minutes. He's like, dude, I don't want to move. Like I don't want to die. Like we have so much good shit. And I was like, just leg it, dude. Like they're either gonna come in here and kill you, or you're just prolonging your death, man. I was like,
leg it, dude.
I was like, leg it. So he got up. Sure enough, he got outside. He took like 20 steps forward, and he got popped right in the back of the head, and that was
Really?
it. Yeah,
He was a good sniper then.
yeah, dude. Some people are ridiculous in that game. Like some people are decked out.
And that's what's
I don't
really
know how
cool
they
about
survive.
it. Yeah, I mean, it's about survival. It's almost And
That's just it. They probably
and that's
just
why-
do the shit to just eat the food and
Yeah,
sniped.
and it scares the shit out of you. Like when I got shot, I was like, "Holy crap!" Like I had no idea. Like I did not see that coming at all. And that was it. Like you just have like this sense of like dumbfoundment. Like you're like, "That's it. I'm dead."
Like
everyone's gone.
Now when you die, you have to make a new character, and you got to go from.
All you do is you hit respawn, and they respawn you in like 30 seconds into some random spot of the map.
So far away, so far away from what you wanted,
not your
without
gear.
anything. You have nothing.
You
lose everything.
All you have is your flashlight.
It's like this. It's like you're playing the game. Like you buy a house, and then it burns down, and you're like, "What do I do now?" What do you have to do? You have to rebuild from where you started.
But yeah, those encounters make that game worth it, man. Like, would I say buy it?
I don't know.
I'm really far into the game to where I know pretty much how everything works.
But it didn't take us that long. I would say, okay, what I would say is if you have friends or if you want to play with us, buy it. But if you don't have anyone to play with, there's no point of buying it. Because, I mean, not no point, but it'd be hard because that game is very about like working with
When
others.
are they going to start, they're going to start making this like more into like a beta and into a full...
That's the thing. I mean, we're kind of new at these like alpha or like whatever these access games is. We don't know. I mean, it has potential, but
they're early access alphas.
Yeah. But it needs a lot of improvements.
So yeah, it needs a lot of work. But I would recommend it if you have the extra cash and if you have friends to play with. I would say like if you're looking for something to play and you want to take the time to learn how it works by researching online, by playing the game, do it. But if you're strapped on cash and you don't really care for it, then just don't do it. Wait for H1Z1 because that looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, H1Z1's the Sony one.
The Sony survival.
It's basically like DayZ but Sony.
It's like a funded survival horror game. Yeah,
it's like a what?
Like an actually like a funded.
Funded,
actually has funding and they're actually
like
making it a full game. Yeah. So
when is the release date on that? Do you know?
They don't know yet. No clue yet.
Yeah.
But before we go into anything else, really quick. We have a couple announcements. We're doing a new raffle. I'll explain this more in a separate video. But for right now, James Meekma on Talk Gaming, he announced that he would be giving out a Nintendo, an NES, the original NES, Nintendo Entertainment System with controllers, games, cords, and everything, and a cooler for his what's it called? An Enermax CPU cooler for a computer. If somebody was interested. He's giving these out because people on Talk Gaming help him build his computer from scratch. So he announced to me the winners, and he wanted me to announce them on the podcast. So the first winner is Ben Greenwalt. Ben Greenwalt wins the NES with all the controllers, with all this stuff. So congrats, Ben.
Ben,
is it Greenwalt? I don't know if it's Greenwalt or Greenwalt, but I'm going to say Greenwalt.
I think it's Bob.
Bob,
B-O-B.
Bob.
Yeah, I think that's who won. Well, thank you.
So congrats, Ben, on the NES. James will hit you up. He'll get in touch with you. And then TJ Petrus, I think that's how you say his last name. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Wins the Enermax CPU cooler if he needs it, if he wants it. If not, you can feel free to give it to somebody else who would like it. But congrats, guys.
I want to say one thing, just really quick. What I like about what he's doing there is like for Talk Gaming, the forum. I really like the idea that we're having this camaraderie with each other. That this is not for like I want to make people understand that with our podcast and stuff.
It's not for trolls and assholes.
It's not for that. It's for just give us feedback. We're all trying to work together, and it was great that people helped James build his PC, and now he's doing a nice.
Cool.
And
people help me build my PC.
Yeah, and it's just a nice favor. I mean, that's what people should get. It's not about who has the superior stuff or my stuff's better, or just based off opinions. I mean, we should just be should be a close knit group, and that's what I want.
Like we had mentioned before, it's not like I've said several times on Talk Gaming. I went on rants because I get pissed off. Is that people weren't like, just get a PS4, it's better, or whatever. Welcome, to the best side. And PS4 sucks, Xbox sucks, whatever. Like, there was none of that. People legit helped out. Like, helped me, helped Bob, helped, like, everybody. Helped James. So it's nice that people on Talk Gaming aren't being
You guys finally pushed me to get my PS4.
Hey, it's not everyone, but, I mean, that's what we should be doing. And so just watch out for what you guys are saying on there. Just try to, make good... Don't be a troll. That's all I ask for. Just, guys, don't be trolls.
So congrats, Ben. Congrats, TJ. Ben will be hitting you up with the details on how to get you that via... snail mail, so watch your inboxes. And then the second segue is into our raffle idea. Like I said, I'll explain this more in a separate video, but what we're going to do is every month we're going to have a giveaway.
Every 4 podcasts.
Every 4 podcasts. Every 4th podcast that we make from now, this is the number 1, we will be giving away some kind of reward. This week's reward,
or this month,
or this month's reward, sorry, is $20 for either Steam or Xbox 360, Xbox One, or PSN cash. So it's $20. It's free $20. Now there are a couple guidelines that you need to follow in order to qualify for it, and they're simple.
And after you guys do these, I mean, you're set for life, so it's not really complicated.
Yeah, it's not complicated. All you need to do in order to qualify for these prizes is you need to subscribe to the YouTube channel, the Talk Gaming YouTube channel, where this podcast is happening right now. You just click on the podcast link, and bam, you're there. Just subscribe to the channel. And how we're going to do this is every podcast we're going to ask you one question. And all these
we're
questions,
give a clue. We're going to give a
clue or ask one question, however we go about it. But for this week, it's a clue. The clue for this week is we're thinking of a character, and the character is not male. So you need to think about all the female, the Khajiit, the whatever characters, anything that's not male. Could be anything. Could be something out of Skyrim. Could be something out of anything.
The character is not male. That's all.
Character is not male.
That's
the clue. So the clues will get more and more revealing as we go. But the only way to qualify is to subscribe to the YouTube channel and then leave a comment on the final video. We'll make sure that you know which one the final video is for the vote. And whoever the first one is to identify what we're thinking about is the one who wins.
Just want to say, we're giving 4 clues. So, I mean, in order to have the best chance of winning is that you're going to have to listen to our podcast and have to put all the clues together. So if you want to write it down, that's fine.
And we're working on things to improve it as well. We're gonna keep it a little bit shorter. We're just gonna make sure it flows better.
And the giveaway comes out of our pockets.
Yeah, giveaway comes straight out of our pockets because we like engaging with you people and we like what everybody's doing on Talk Gaming. So we want to give a little bit back to the community.
Yes, and please, guys, we're kind of asking for people to ask comments or just give us stuff to talk about. Don't feel afraid, and never feel afraid to say like, hey, we should be talking about this, or hey, can you guys talk about this, or just anything. Because I mean, any idea from our viewers is what we want to hear. So we'd appreciate that very much.
So yeah, quick summary. If I confuse you, or if Bob confused you, or anybody confused you, subscribe to the channel. Watch the first 3 podcast episodes, and then the 4th one will be the reveal. Will be the last clue, which may or may not be the easiest. I don't know. It depends on your knowledge
on the subject and the knowledge.
But those who are willing to listen to the podcast and investigate the clues will be the ones that emerge victorious, and they win free shit. So you can't really go wrong. That's all we ask of you.
No,
just listen, participate, and hang out with us. Give us some feedback. Dunzo. Last topic, real quick. We're going to save the big one for when Rich comes back next week since he called in sick.
He's an MIA member.
Yeah.
2.0.
J-Bone mentioned that there is a Mass Effect survey. J-Bone, expand a little bit.
There's I went on NeoGAF today, and someone posted that you can the producer of the Mass Effect series at BioWare, him and his team are obviously making the 4th installment. They put out a survey, and they are asking us to, even if you're working the video game industry, if you're press, if you're not press, it doesn't matter who you are. You can be a Joe Schmo, or you can be a high priority VIP individual. They basically took a survey. You can take a survey. I took it today, asking you about basically what you want in the next Mass Effect game. And I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was kind of worth shouting out. Now, I heard that this is not the first time they've done this. This is actually like the 3rd time they've done this. And it begs the question, like, you wonder if like if the Mass Effect team, like, obviously they want to please the fans, right? They want to please us. They want to please you and I. But it kind of brings up, like, do they even know where they're even going? Like, do they even, like,
how far could they be if they're asking these questions?
I mean, it's far. I say 2016.
Now, I have a question. When you say from this survey or whatever, right? It's a survey. Do they just ask you, like, do they give you choices, or they kind of make you just write whatever you want?
Yeah. So they give you a choice. They're like, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being your most favorite, what would you rate story in a game?
10.
You know, okay, yeah. 10.
Well, I'm gonna do it right now. I just want to see.
Story.
10.
Combat.
10. I need both those.
Customization.
I'd love 10.
And the other one was I can't think of it right now, but it was story, customization, combat, and it was something else, but it was along those lines.
It's hard though. I mean, like you're telling me, like,
and then they give you a description box saying elaborate.
well,
Elaborate, and I elaborated.
What'd you give it? Do you remember? Do you give?
I gave them all 10s. And
Okay,
I was
so
like,
I'm not like-
to me, it's all very important. But I mean, people in NeoGAF, they were saying like, above all, story is most important. You can have a shitty game that doesn't really have the greatest gameplay, but if that story brings home
Walking Dead, Heavy Rain, and
Heavy-
because like
yeah.
what kind of no, but what kind of gameplay is that? It's not that.
It's
great.
not like gameplay.
It's the
yeah.
story and it's how it's immersive and the music.
But I just wanted to bring that up real quick. We can move on. But
No.
yeah, I mean, I can like give you guys the link in the comments or whatever if anyone's interested. I know there's a few people like Bob's old lady over here likes Mass Effect like a fucking like a fiend, man, like a priest in church, dude. You can't get enough, you know.
Post it on the thread. Post the survey link.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that'd be interesting.
Get everybody in on that.
Yeah, I mean we've talked about it before. What we think of games. I mean I don't think anyone's like I could live. I mean some people could live without certain things, but everything you said. I mean if a game's like, hey, I'm gonna add more customizable things, you're gonna be like, no, that's too much. I mean who thinks that way?
Whoever says that.
They ask you if you work for the video game industry, if you are press. I didn't answer. I said no, and I left some answers blank. But it's a quick 15-minute survey, and then you're done.
Well, I mean, it's nice that they have it, and they should want to please their fans. Because if you
Well,
please
that's how
the
you do it.
fans,
Fan
Yeah.
feedback.
yeah,
Sony did the same thing with their PS4. They had an entire forum open and surveyed the developers on what they want, and look what they made.
Yeah.
It's glorious. It needs some games, but it's glorious.
yeah, and that's
2015, man. I'm telling you.
Because
dude,
right now, I mean,
2015's the year. I'll tell you.
What I mentioned before in a different podcast, one of the first ones I think, was that what I want to see come back in Mass Effect is the little rover that you drive around different planets on. I want to see that. I want to drive around different planets.
I
want to
mentioned
explore the planets again.
stuff.
I hated that.
Oh come! But no, wait. But that was like a tacked on feature. They
Yeah,
need
yeah.
to do something with it because you could do some looting, some kind of something. Make
That's what I
something out of
meant.
it. There's so much
I
potential
mentioned
there.
like a more
Yeah.
in-depth I'll give an example. We can move on. I gave an example like give it to where these vast environments, almost like a No Man's Sky type thing going on. Like you go to each planet and everything is different, everything's unique. But you go to say this world or this planet or something, and you land on say Mars, for example, and you venture out in Mars and you find a hidden collectible or a hidden a power up or some old relic artifact that when you piece these old you find more other relic artifacts and you piece these together and you make almost like a quote unquote super weapon that you can take on enemies with that are superior than you, but it's a unique weapon. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Yeah, but is it just I mean, how I would see it as awesome is that once you go to the new world, it's different. Not just because you get the different weapons and stuff, but every time you go there, maybe some are crazy because of the storm, or crazy because there's crazy enemies
maybe some
there.
are hostile. Maybe
or,
some are not hostile.
or maybe you go there and there's absolutely so I was gonna say there's traps or I mean it sounds like a lot and I feel like that'd be too much, but wouldn't it be sweet every time you go you don't know what to expect and you don't know how it's gonna end. Some of them you might not be able to go or go that far because there's not an oxygen level that you can handle. Just
Maybe you need to get certain equipment to explore.
Yeah.
But a good example of
exactly.
what I'm looking for is in Star Wars. Remember when they land on that crater? They land on that asteroid, and that big giant worm's in there.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Where you just land on it and you have no idea what's there, and all of a sudden some giant worm comes out of the ground or some huge thing comes over a mountain, and you're just like, oh shit.
It would have to be that would be a big part. That would be a lot bigger part.
That
of
would
the
be
game.
amazing.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying
Yeah.
it wouldn't be an add-on feature like it had. It would have to be something that they're pretty focused on because we're asking for a lot and
almost take a page out of Diablo's like gameplay.
Like just randomly generated?
You want to like search. Yeah, you want
give us a reason to search.
Like almost like going into a cave. That's what you're saying. Like a random
Exactly.
cave, and there's actually some. But there has to be enemies. There has to be different things. There has to be unexpected things, which would make it great.
Yeah.
All right, I think.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening. This is podcast episode 10. Like we said, listen, comment, subscribe if you want to jump in on the free stuff.
Yeah.
And again, the clue is the character that we're thinking of is not a male. Thanks for tuning in. This is Bob.
You mean Chris?
This is
your name's Chris.
It's
I
not a
was gonna
barrel.
say this is Bob J-Bone, whatever. This is NPR. This is Chris, Bob, and J-Bone, and not Rich because he's
MIA.
He's MIA.
He's MIA.
M.I.A.
And he's calling sick. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Peace.
Talk